All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Gateway Raceway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Gateway. Race number 2 of that 4th season of 2021. It's 120 laps tonight at that egg-shaped oval located in Madison, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. This is going to be a fun one, man. A little tough on tires, but it's good side-by-side racing. It's the Buschwackers Series. It's Gateway, and it is TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Kind of messed up the beginning of that, didn't I? I'm an amateur. I am such an amateur. So again, hey, thanks for coming in. We'll let it play on out. Well, it's Gateway Raceway tonight here on TurnLeftTV, and we've got a fun one for you. So hang on, boys and girls. This is about ready to get fun. All right, and there we go. Oh, man. It's been about a week or so since I broadcast. It's like I forgot everything. All right, we got... about a little under 9 minutes left to go in the practice session. Right now I have 16 drivers. I suggest to you we're going to probably have a few more here, maybe close to 20 drivers here tonight. Guys are sort of getting some things dialed in. And again, thanks for coming in to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Got a fun one for you. Take a look at the track here at Gateway. Very, very fun track. It's an egg-shaped oval located in Madison, Illinois. Just a little over a mile in length, about a mile and a quarter, 1.22, depending on who you ask. Banking the turns 1 and 2 at 11 degrees, turns 3 and 4 at 9 degrees. And you see it's that egg-shaped oval, man. So very, very unique track. Somebody says it's sort of like a flat Darlington. And I think that's about right there. Flat Darlington would be a good assessment of that. So a little easier to drive than Darlington, to be honest with you. It looks like we got 18 drivers here joining us. You know, have a few more, I'm sure. take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers series. Of course, Gateway tonight had her 120 laps. Next week, we got Richmond Raceway, 125 laps, another great short track located in Richmond, Virginia. And then a big one for us every year, our annual event to honor Steve Freeze, one of the High Octane Racing League royalty. Michigan International coming up on September the 17th to be the Steve Freeze Memorial 250 to honor Steve Freeze. We do that every year, and it's going to be a big, big night for us, and a lot of heavy hearts there, and paying homage to our mentor here at High Octane Racing League. Las Vegas coming up, and after that you see Talladega, great super speedway on October the 1st. Charlotte, Phoenix, Kansas, and California on the back half of that season. So a great little season here, and man, we had a fantastic race last week at Daytona. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, no matter where you are in the world, we can provide you with a server. 3 self-managed server packages available for you. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Perfect for rFactor 2. We'll say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV, man. Peace to everybody out there. Again, thanks for joining me. Always appreciate folks being out here. Man, I tell you what, this is a fun track, great little track here located in Madison, Illinois. Please hit that thumbs up button again, let me know you were here, and then if you'd like to share my videos with all your friends, you're more than welcome to do that. Go down in the link in the description of this channel and click on the Fanatec website link, and please help me out there by clicking on over to the Fanatec website. If you're interested in purchasing something through them, please use my link. Would greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is right there. And help me out here at TurnLeftTV. And there's also a donate button at the top of the channel. If you'd like to make a donation, TurnLeftTV, you can click on that donation button and make a donation straight through PayPal. We've got a good one for you. Good one for you here on Labor Day weekend. We are at Gateway Raceway. And again, thanks so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. So we got about 3 minutes left in the practice session before we head over to qualifications. Coming up tomorrow night, the Saturday Night Thunder. Race number 10, the final race of the season at Darlington Raceway. 110 laps there at Darlington. The lady in black to finish out the season. Who's going to win the championship? We got a tight battle there to the end. So the Saturday Night Thunder, the Cup Series, coming up tomorrow night. What do we have coming up in the GT3 Series? Well, we're off this week. We're going to get back at it on September the 11th for the first race of the new season, starting it off with a brand new release, Zandvoort. 50-minute race, and it's going to be lights out on that one, baby. Better have those headlights on. This is going to be a fun race. A High Octane Racing League GT3 Series back in action on September the 11th, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And we'll take a look at that newly released schedule coming up this season in the GT3 Series. You got Macau after that on September 25th, so taking a week off there. And then coming back at it on September the 25th. And that's a great city circuit there. It's going to be a challenge on that one, I'll tell you. Road America, classic GT3 class or track on October the 2nd. See Adelaide, another great street circuit on October the 9th. And then Portland on October the 23rd. Hey, that's my birthday! So fly me on out to Portland. That'd be great. Dubai GP at night on October the 30th. Silverstone on November the 6th. And Singapore, Marina Bay on November the 13th. So a great little GT3 series schedule headed your way starting on September the 11th. So just about 30 seconds left before these guys go to the qualification session. Again, let me tell you who I am. I'm Heath Johnson, the commentator and broadcaster. This is Gateway Raceway. It's race number 2 of the season, 120-lap race here tonight. Again, there's some controversy of whether this is actually 1.22 or 1.25. Depends on who's bigger, who's saying it, man. It's about 1.25 miles in length, and located in Madison, Illinois. I've actually been to this track. I used to live outside of St. Louis there, and I have been to this track. So it's a fun track, very interesting, great racing. IndyCars race there as well. So it looks like these guys are going to be hitting qualifications here. So again, quals have started here. This is Gateway Raceway, 120 laps tonight. Race number 2 of the season. And a fun track. Right now it looks like 18 drivers, and I think there are going to be a couple more drivers here joining us. We'll probably have over 20 drivers here tonight, which is a great turnout here. Take a look at that Christian Wilson. He makes his qualification attempt. Christian Wilson there with his first lap, 32.208 for Christian Wilson in that first lap. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here in the 24 car in his qualification attempt at Western Auto sponsor machine. So, on his outlap here, Sean Jacobs in the 24 car, the Camaro. We'll see what that time is for Sean Jacobs. Colin Maniac, the top time, 31.292. Sean Jacobs at 31.783. Looks like he is currently 7th on the grid, now bumped down to 8th as Todd Robillard there bumping up Take a look at Archer Vieira here, his qualification attempt. Archer Vieira going to be one of those guys you really got to talk about here as far as winning a race. Not only him, as Sean Jacobs, on Robillard Madiak, always a powerhouse. Bardelli Jr. has been rocking and rolling, man, lately. 31.162. Look at that, Archer Vieira, top time here. So a new pole sitter here so far is Archer Vieira. Take a look at Jair Oliveira with his qualification attempt. 17 car. So Vieira top time, Madiak second, Robillard third, Bardelli Jr. fourth. Jim Willis qualified so far in the 5th position. Pretty solid here for him. Here he goes. Jair Oliveira coming around off turn 4 down the front stretch. 31.845. Vieira there right now in the 11th position. Look at Zach Mccasey in the 29. Been a while since we've seen Zach. 32.681 is that time for him. A little lap in the books here maybe for Mccasey. It looks like that's going to be it for the 29 car. Jesus Iglesias in the 2X car. Making his qualification attempt on that out lap here. Here we go. This qualification attempt for Jesus Iglesias. See where he stands on this one. The 2X. 31.898. Jesus Iglesias currently 12th on the grid. All right, looks like qualification is over there, so we had to take care of a few guys who have driven too many laps and get DQ'd. We're going to have a little chat about that at some point, I think. So Archer Vieira there qualifies on the pole. Colin Madiak will start outside pole. Robillard third, Bardelli Jr. fourth, Sinfer fifth, Willis sixth, Preston Hassel seventh, Dan Richter eighth, Jair Oliveira ninth, Jesus Iglesias qualifies in the 10th position. So our qualification is over. These guys are going over the drivers' meeting right now. That'll give me a chance to go through the keys to the race. That's right, the keys to the race. Manage tires, man. This thing can be tough on tires, but it's easy to overdrive this track and really booger up your tires. And, man, you do not want to get around this track on old tires, believe me. Which turn is it? Which turn is it? Is it the tight one? Is it the little bit? It's an egg-shaped track. You got to figure out which turn you're going into. Don't forget which turn you're going into, because that could be big trouble for you. You end up in the wall. And then I would also say, be on point with your pit stops. You got a pit coming into turn 3. Use the access road, and then also stay on the access road as you come off pit lane and rejoin the track on turn 2 or coming off turn 2. But on point on the pit stops, man. So kind of a weird. Paulo did a great job in converting this track over, but also, we've got a little bit of I think he did kilometers on the miles on the speed limit for pit lane, so it's 47 miles per hour. It's kind of a weird pit road speed, but you got to be on point, man. Don't speed. Make sure you're tight coming around that access road. It's easy to get off in the grass there and lose your car there. Patience. You can race side by side for quite a few laps here, and you're going to have to be patient here tonight to make some passes. You're not really necessarily going to be able to pass right away. When you come up to somebody, they might have to battle you there on the outside line. So I think the inside line, the outside line are in play, and that's going to force guys to be patient. So manage those tires. Don't forget which turn you're going into. Be on point with your pit stops, and exercise just a little bit of patience. Sounds good to me. I'm not out on the track, so that's fine. Brent Owen joining us in the chat session. Good to see also Glenn Wilson coming in here. I'd like to see him out on the track, but that's okay. I saw him during the week. He was practicing, so get his racecraft going. And look at that, Givaldo Linares also joining us. So good to see him, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Jair Oliveira joining us on the track here tonight. So good luck to them. We'll take a look at the session results, the qualification session. Artur Vieta will start in P1 in that 4-car. Colin Matiak outside row 1 in the 13. Todd Robillard will start inside row 2 in the 90. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 starts in 4th. Lucas Simpfner in the 21 will start 5th. Jim Willis 6th. Preston Hassel start in the 7th position. Dan Richter in the 6X car will start 8th. Jair Oliveira starts in the 9th position in the 17 car. Jesus Iglesias starts in the 10th position in that 2X. Starting in the 10th position is Thiago Gomez in the 9X car. I thought we just did 10th position. I think these guys are joining and leaving and joining and leading and so forth. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in the 11th spot. Sean Jacobs 12th. Givaldo Spindola starts in the 13th position. Christian Wilson 14th. Zach Mccasey starts in the 15th position. Starting in the 16th position will be Steve Cunningham in his first race out. Tony Furtado in the 1X starts in 17th. And I think we got a couple guys who have joined. So it sounds like got a little bit of a boogered up field right there. But these guys are trying to get their configuration correct. Gotta love this game, man. double check our side-by-side view here, so make sure that's working. Looks like it is. That's good news. Got about 3.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Looks like Paul Brown joining us in the chat session. Where's he at, man? He should be out there on the track right now. You can keep the chat lively. But Brent Owen joining us. Good to see Brent. I know Brent's been doing some work for us on the side, so always appreciate his expertise. And also want to send a shout out to Lucas Simpner here tonight. He has spent some time helping getting some of these new drivers up and running here with the with this track and a special configuration for this track. So definitely want to send a shout out to Luca here for helping out. He's doing a great job for us here at HORL. About a minute and a half, or excuse me, just under 2 minutes. I was getting excited. About just under 2 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. So it looks like 19 drivers here joining us tonight. And we'll take one last look at this track. This is an egg-shaped oval. Just a little, it's about 1.25. Again, I mentioned there's some argument there. You can read the wiki page about this track, 1.22, 1.25. There's definitely some argument there with some drivers on, or actually race series on how long this track actually is. So I'd say there's probably an easy way to find that out. But banking in the turns 1 and 2 at 11 degrees. That's the tight one. And 3 and 4 at 9 degrees. So that's the wider one there. So you can see that egg-shaped oval located in Madison, Illinois. And I actually have been to this track quite a number of times. Used to live out there and was stationed out there when I was in the Air Force and went to some of the races. So good track. Fun track. It's going to be a fun race here tonight. Take a quick look at the point standings coming into tonight. All Brown with that big win last week at Daytona sits on top there. Ed Palumbo second, Colin Madiak third, Chris Hughes fourth, Jesus Iglesias fifth. You see Tiago Gomez, Sean Jacobs, Jim Willis, Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Archer Vieta rounding out the top 10 in points coming into tonight's race. All right, boys and girls, I think it's that time. It's like 20 drivers joining us here now. And this is going to be a madhouse. This is going to be a madhouse here.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, we're going to take a look at the starting order. Man, it was getting ahead of me there. Archer Vieta starts in P1. Colin Madiak second. Todd Robillard starts in the third position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start in P4. Starting in the fifth position is Jim Willis in the 53. Preston Hassel in the 27 starts sixth. Dan Richter in the 6X. Good to see him back, starts seventh. And JJ Jair Oliveira starts in the eighth position. Starting in ninth is Tiago Gomez in the 9X car. Ed Palumbo starts in the 10th position, the 54. Sean Jacobs in 11th, and the 68 of Givaldo Spindola starts in the 12th spot. Starting in the 13th position is Christian Wilson in the 30. Chris Hughes in the 14th position in the 7 car. Jesus Iglesias in the 15th position, 2X. Tony Furtado in 1X starts in 16th. Starting in the 17th position is Zach Mccasey. Good to see him back. Silvio Cividini in the 3X will start 18th. Steve Cunningham in the 4X starts 19th. And Luca Simpner starts in the 20th position in that 21 car. Man, that is a mouthful, man. I am busy there. Busy, busy, busy. I think we got 2 laps here. I don't know. So 20 drivers here joining us tonight. How about that, huh? How about that? Second race in a row, we've had 20 or more drivers. And Archer Vieta will lead the field to take the green flag here. We got another lap, I think, under green, and hopefully everybody just is patient. So I'm going to get my pick in here to win this race, and I am going to go with I'm going to get my pick in as we got that one last lap there. As my pick is Todd Robillard to win this race. So who I think is going to win this. So Brent Owen says don't count out Luca. Definitely not counting him out. And he's starting from the back, though. He's got a lot of work to do with this big field here, 20 drivers. It's race number 2. So race number 2 here at Gateway. I could Gateway on that. Where's my graphics department people? All right, coming around turns 3 and 4 here. Pace car is in. Let's go, boys. Let's get it on at Gateway.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Boogity, 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 boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
We're off there. Kalumadiak jumps out there on the outside line. Guys, they're going to have to be really, really careful here. Vying for position. Looks like they're already 3 wide there about the middle of the pack as Kalumadiak jumps out to the race lead. 13 car followed by Artevieta, Claudio Bardelli Jr. in third. Todd Robillard there challenging on the inside. Back here, look at that P3, P4 race there. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91, Todd Robillard in the 90. Now look at that, good start here, good clean start for these guys. The 13 of Colin Madiak leading, the 4 of Artevieta in second. We got that battle then heating up again for the third position. Todd Robillard wanting to get around. Claudio Bardelli Jr. protecting that position. Looking out of the back of Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s machine. You see Todd Robillard looking on the inside line in that Freightliner sponsored Camaro. Not able to pull it off there. It is hard to pass here. About Jim Willis, he's looking at this, man. He's in that 53 car. Now he's looking on that low side, trying to help that Camaro of Todd Robillard to get through. Side by side, Todd Robillard going to pull off that pass. Jim Willis going to try to follow him through. Bardelli Jr., Jim Willis. We got a yellow flag here. Yellow flag as our first caution flag of the night. Looks like Tony Furtado might be in the wall there of that 1X machine. So first caution flag. Hopefully that is not a sign of things to come. That was a 13 of Kalumadiak. Picks up the pace car there. Take a look and see what happened here. See if we can't get an idea of what happened with Tony Furtado. Bad camera angle right there, but it looks like some contact. Tony Furtado there in the 1X machine, and he slides up the track, it looks like, and might have gotten into that 30. See right there, contact with a 30 car, and then gets into the wall. So really kind of a single car incident. I don't think the 30 really got hurt too much on that one. Take a look at out the front of Silvio Cividini's car. You see that contact, and then he goes spinning into the wall. So a little spin there. I think Givaldo might have spun around too. I'm not sure what happened to Givaldo. It looks like he might have got, he got hit right there. It looks like under caution and spun. So some shenanigans under caution there. You got to really, looks like the 30 might have gotten into the back of him, maybe gotten some damage there from that incident, but definitely looked like there was some contact. So going on the board here with Tony Furtado, and then you see he just drifts up right there. And then contact with that inside wall and a hard right side damage for him. Look like we're getting some guys coming down pit lane here early on. I think Jim Willis might have decided to stay out there, maybe lead a couple of laps. So Jim Willis, he's our new race leader, so he's going to get some bonus points there as we've got some guys on pit lane. A lot of guys on pit lane here. And we'll take a look at the side-by-side view as Colin Madiak on pit lane there. Archie Vieta gets off pit lane. So Madiak's going to lose some positions. He might have taken 4 tires. Lose some positions there on pit lane. So this guy's coming back off. We need animated pit crews, man. Where is Studio 397? I know maybe in the, some of those other series that it's not that big a deal, but man, I tell you what, we really need animated pit crews. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. '53 of Jim Willis, the leader. Ed Palumbo shown in second. Sean Jacobs third. Lucas Simpsoner up to the 4th position there, so he stayed out for a little track position. Archie Vieta did pit, and he's back out on the track in the 5th position. Tony Furtado coming off pit lane there and getting some repairs done on that machine. Work on the volume on that camera angle. Kudos to Paulo Chachalowski and the hard work that he's done on converting this track over. It is a fun track, not only in stock cars but also Indy cars as well. And to be honest with you, I've helped him on a couple tracks, and I think I might have done Memphis and Nashville. I don't think I helped on this track, but helped smooth out some mesh there. We were trying to work on some Rockingham, but man, the mesh on that Rockingham track is just absolutely in tatters, so that's going to need a lot of work before we're able to sort of get that out there. And I know he was waiting for a long time, and I definitely apologize, but man, that track's in a lot of disrepair there as far as the way that they did that mesh. Just absolutely horrible. So we'll see if we can't at some point sit down, and might be a holiday project for me to sit back down with that and take a look at it. We got the pace car, lights are out, and 53 of Jim Willis is the leader, and he's going to start on the inside line there. 54, Ed Palumbo in the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine, starting on that outside line. Jim Willis on the inside line here. So a couple of guys on a little bit older tires here, just 4 laps on those tires, but 53 leading the field, man. I'll tell you what, it's just a matter of time before he just starts cranking off some wins.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Here we go, back to green. And Palumbo, good start on that outside line. We've seen twice now the outside line seems to be the place to be on that restart. Ed Palumbo, hard to snooker him on a restart. So Ed Palumbo in the 54 out to the race lead. 53, Jim Willis has got some company. Looking out of the back of Ed Palumbo's machine. Jim Willis and Archie Vieta there starting to put a little pressure on Ed Palumbo. Archie Vieta on fresher tires. And he has put some pressure on Ed Palumbo right now. Jim Willis trying to hang on to that spot. He's on that inside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. there drifting high as 17 of Archie Vieta makes that pass. Excuse me, Jair Oliveira, I take that back. Jair Oliveira's 17 car makes that pass. He's on the inside line. He and Jim Willis here racing side by side. 53 up high there. Continuing to... Oh! Might have been a little contact right there between the 53 and the 17. On board here with the 17 car, and he is leaning a little bit on that 53. He gets by. Is he going to clear the 53? Not quite. They are drag racing down the stretch, down the back stretch here into turn 3. Again, side by side at 53, squeezing him down there a little bit. Take a look at Colin Madiak here on board here with him. He's got a rig side seat for this. Right now, Colin Madiak running in the 6th position. Oh, Jim Willis might have gotten into the wall. He's scrubbing off a little bit of speed. 17 also scrubbing off the speed. Colin Madiak here on the move. The 13 car on the inside line of the 17. Bardelli Jr. got back behind the 17 car. Colin Madiak here looking to move up. In side by side to 17 and to 13. 5X Dan Richter in his first race back in that Mustang, High Octane Racing League Mustang, trying to get through. Good side by side right there between Dan Richter and Jairo Loveda. And Sean Jacobs here, he's gotten back in that pack there. He took out, went a little in a pit stop and gave up some track position, so he's got a little work to do. He and Jesus Iglesias battling it out. Jesus in that 2X car. And Artevera is the new race leader. This guy is out to the races right now. Holy smokes. He's almost in downtown St. Louis now compared to these guys. He's in the 4 car and has a 2-second lead over P2. But they are racing for position back behind him. About Todd Robillard here in the 90 car. He sees a log jam in front of him. Look at that, man. That is that's rush hour traffic right there. Look at that racing, huh? 53 and a 17 side by side just ahead. We're on board here with Todd Robillard. Oh, there's contact right there. Contact between the 17 and the 53. 17 and the 53. We saw them swapping paint a little bit earlier. Jim Willis getting the worst end of that deal. He's going to come up there and see if he can't get a little nose underneath the 17. Not quite. So Jim Willis got a little bit more than he bargained for on that one. Zach Mccasey in his first race back in the 29 car. Good to see him back. You know, he's streaming live from his cockpit there, so good to see him back right now running in the 11th position. He's behind him, Preston Hassel. Steve Cunningham in his first race out. Showing a lot of muscle here. Steve Cunningham showing some savvy. I think he came over a little bit from iRacing. And now joining up here at HORL in his first race out with us and looking pretty solid here. He's running in the 13th position, 4X car. Make a pass here as 27 down below the 29 car. Preston Hassel. Ooh, we got some white smoke up there. Somebody getting a little crazy. Jim Willis, I think he might have gotten out of the throttle there. He might have scrubbed off some speed. Take a look here as it looks like the 53 is absolutely sideways right there. Oh, it almost gets up into the 90 car. Man, he did a great job. 90 did a great job of backing off that. But holy smokes, that was close. Jim Willis there continued to back up a little bit. Silvio Cividini down below Jim Willis. Silvio Cividini in that blue car, that 3X machine, trying to make a pass on Jim Willis for the 11th position. Colin Madiak here battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. This is for the 2nd position as Arthur Vieira has a big lead on these guys, and Colin Madiak in the 13 car makes that pass. Looking out behind him as you see Claudio Bardelli Jr. tuck in the 3rd position. But Bardelli Jr. now take a look at Sean Jacobs here. He's running in P5 in that 24 car. Dan Richter here making that pass on Bardelli Jr. That's Madiak, and a little while ago making that pass. And then Dan Richter getting by him as well. I see Dan Richter down on the inside line in that 6X car making a pass. Now moving up to the 3rd position. Good to see Dan Richter back with us here. Get a little busy. See Sean Jacobs getting by the 91. I don't know if the 91 where he's boogered up the tires or not, but he is scrubbing off a little bit of speed here. As 24, Sean Jacobs looking to make that pass. Now up to P4. How about this? Jesus Iglesias, Ed Palumbo battling it out. Jesus Iglesias in the 2X car. Ed Palumbo in that 54. Ed Palumbo might be on that tire save strategy. I know he's on a little bit older tires, but Iglesias gets by. How about this, man? Silvio Cividini and Jim Cunningham here battling it out. Cividini in that 3X car up on the high side. Jim Cunningham. Now back to the 10th position, 11th position. Cividini takes that spot. Todd Robillard now back in a hornet's nest. He's up on that, or down on the bottom line. He gets by Jim Willis, and he's running behind Zach Mccasey. Todd Robillard right now running in the 12th position. Zach Mccasey is in 13th. Thiago Gomez in the 9X car. 53 at Jim Willis here battling it out. Jim Willis, I think he's on those older tires, and he is not liking those right now. Take a look at Chris Hughes here in the 7 car. Right now, Chris Hughes running in the 16th position. Look at that log jam right in front of him, huh? Jim Willis wanting to get that spot back. Battling Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. Jim Willis in that 53 down on the bottom line there, and that Camaro trying to make that pass. Good little run right here. Good little run as Chris Hughes in the 16th position. Just behind him is a 21 of Lucas Simpner. We'll take a look at Christian Wilson here running in the 18th position. That 30 car. So a big race here tonight, especially out of such a little track. Tony Furtado in that 1X machine running in the 19th position. So this is his second race out for us, man, since coming back to HORL. And great to see Tony Furtado out, man. One of those old guard HORL guys that I think that Steve Freeze Memorial 250 coming up on September here, a couple of weeks, is September 17th, I believe, is going to be a big one for him too. Look at this Givaldo Spindola right now in the 68 car running in 20th. He's having a little bit of a handling issue. We'll have to check out and see what's going on with him. Jair Leveda and Ed Palumbo, they're battling it out. 17 down to the inside line. Preston Hassel looking to try to get through as well. Ed Palumbo, one of the hardest guys to pass on the track, man. That guy just knows where to put that car. Oh, JJ goes up and gets into the wall. The 54 car trying it on the inside line, drag racing into the turn. Oh, there's contact, man. That 54 hanging on. There's contact between the 17 and the 54. Did you see that? There was contact. Holy smokes. Ed Palumbo and JJ got back into each other. Watch this, man. Ed had that inside line, and it tightened up coming into the turn. Watch this. It tightened up right here. And these guys get into one another there. 54 and the 17. The 27 did a great job of missing that, man. Watch this out of the front of his machine. Oh, boy, he did a great job of getting by that, man. Todd Robillard had a checkup, too. So big checkup for those guys. Holy Toledo. 4-car of Artifair is exactly where he wants to be. Although that lead, that 1.8 second lead now, has diminished from about 2.5 seconds. And guess who's reeling him in? That is Colin Madiak. Todd Robillard here in 90 car. He is right now running in the 9th position. Just ahead of him, Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel tonight is running without force feedback on his wheel. That AMD sponsored machine. He had got a new race rig and kind of got some of his ports sort of mixed up on what controller went in what and what keyboard went in what and so forth. And man, I think he's having a little bit of issues there with the driver on that controller, and he is racing without force feedback. So doing a great job right now, running in the 8th position. But no feedback in that wheel for him. Todd Robillard in the 90, running in the 9th position. Take a look at Dan Richter here running in P3. He is trying to make some ends here. He is about 2.6 seconds off P2. Just behind him, Sean Jacobs. So those guys strung out there a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, all strung out there a little bit. Sean Jacobs and Claudio Bardelli Jr. fairly tight on the racetrack. They're less than a second separate them. Sean Jacobs running in the 4th position. Bardelli Jr. is in 5th. Got a good pass here, 27. Preston Hassel down the inside line. JJ up on the outside line. Look at that side by side. Todd Robillard behind this. He's watching this. He's trying to sneak through as well. JJ might have gotten into the wall there a little bit. That 17 car as a 90. Trying to pull off that pass as well. 27 has already gotten around. And we're starting to run into some lap traffic here. Actually, that's Jesus Iglesias. See, I take that back. He's running in P6. Good run here for him. Preston Hassel here starting to close in on the 2X machine. On board here with Preston Hassel. We head into turn 1. Oh, we got a little bit loose right there. A little squirrely there for the 27 car. Almost lost the back end of that car. Look at that 24, Sean Jacobs. He is running in the 4th position. Tell you what, man, he used to be one of those super speedway specialists, and he still is, really, but he really has come into his own with these other tracks. He was almost to the point where he wouldn't race other tracks other than super speedways, but now he's at it, man, and does a great job here running in P4. We got a battle here for the lead, and that is Artivetta. He's the race leader. He's gone out like gangbusters, got away from this fray, but Colin Maniac is slowly, methodically reeling him in. So Artivetta P1, Colin Maniac is in 2nd. We are 35 laps in, 1 caution flag under our belts. Good P1, P2 battle right here. Dan Richter is 9 seconds back. 3 seconds back. I'm starting to hear that maybe some guys are making pit stops here. Tony Furtado, I think he indicated he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Tony Furtado coming down pit lane. Looks like Jim Willis on pit lane as well. Colin Maniac close it in on the 4 car. On board here with Colin Maniac in the 13 car. Close it in on that 4 car. Green flag pit stops, just what we want here. And Maniac looking like he's diamonding that corner there a little bit. Getting a little bit better run off the turns. A little bit faster than the 4 car right now. And I don't think the 4 is going to race him too much. He realizes that Maniac in the 13 has run him down, and he is not going to battle him too much. And you see he kind of gives him that position. Keep him honest there, but he's going to give him that position. He realizes the 13 car is faster. And I will say this, Artivetta is a smart driver there. He realizes that that's going to be repaid to him at some point. So we got a new race leader, and that is Colin Maniac. Sean Jacobs on pit lane here under green. He's finished up his pit stop coming back out on track. Colin Maniac coming down pit lane in the 13. Looks like Artivetta following him down. So our race leader, the 13, Colin Maniac, Artivetta in P2, coming down pit lane as we see Sean Jacobs coming back out on track. He's down in the 17th position. Good green flag pit stops underway. That's going to give the race lead to Claudio Bardelli Jr. Take a look at Artivetta there in the 4 car as he makes his pit stop. Looked like Maniac got off of pit lane a little bit better than the 4 car did. Tour car right now in the 12th position as he comes around that access road. Probably going to drop another position as we see some cars coming around there. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the race leader. Todd Robillard is in second. Preston Hassel shown in the third position. Dan Richter has made that pit stop. He is running behind the race leader right now. Better work on that camera angle right there. This is the 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr., the race leader. Dan Richter on fresher tires. If I was Bardelli Jr., I'd just let him go, and that's exactly what he's doing, man. He's giving him a lot of room. Smart driving right there from Claudio Bardelli Jr. João Marcelo in here cheering on Bardelli Jr. I got to be thinking Claudio's going to be coming down pit lane here fairly soon. We got Preston Hassel, Zach Mccasey, Jair Leveda, and Silvio Cividini on pit lane. Cividini finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track in that 3X machine. Bardelli Jr. not indicating yet that he's pitting. You see Givaldo Spindola also on pit lane in the 68 car. And there we go. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the race leader of the 91 car, coming down around the access road. Down turns 3 and 4 to come down pit lane. Todd Robillard on pit lane with him. So Robillard and Bardelli Jr. on pit lane. Lucas Sinfner in the 21 car now to the race lead. This kid just finds a way to get to the front. Quiet all night long, but man, when the chips are down, gets that car up front and competes for wins. Todd Robillard there finishing up his pit stop in the 90 car, coming back out on track. Bardelli Jr. just in front of him. See Todd Robillard coming around that access road. Bardelli Jr. rejoining the track just ahead of Todd Robillard. So Lucas Sinfner, the race leader. Robillard just the last car. He's in the 8th position, the last car on the lead lap. Luca trying to stretch that fuel out. That is his kind of what he's known for, is really those fuel mileage races, those tire save strategy races, and this thing might be working out in his favor, to be honest with you. So we've had a long green flag run here, 45 laps in. We had a caution flag on lap 4, but we've been green ever since. And 21 of Lucas Sinfner leading the field. Colin Madiak second, Artavia third, Dan Richter fourth, and Sean Jacobs is in 5th. Bardelli Jr., Robillard, Palumbo, Hassel, and Mccasey rounding out the top 10. Take a look at this battle. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine. And Steve Cunningham racing it out. Look at that. They're 3 wide there as Madiak gets through. Colin Madiak gets through in the 13 car. Oh, not quite. He doesn't quite make it. It's going to go to the high side. There's Thiago Gomez looking out of the back of his car. You see Steve Cunningham. He's a new driver there for us. And he goes to the high side coming off the turn. And Madiak wants to try to get around on fresher tires. Steve Cunningham running in the 17th position. Colin Madiak running in the 2nd spot. So he wants to get around. And that is a tough order right there. We're going to go out to Steve Cunningham. He's running in that 4X machine in his first race out. Madiak going to the high side, trying to get by. Oh, that got tight right there. Madiak really threw that car into the turn. That 13 car's got to run off the turn. He's going to end up getting that spot on the track, not a spot for position. So the 2nd place car gets around the 17th place car. Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Ed Palumbo in the 54. Mellow Yellow versus AMD Ryzen. Camaro versus Mustang. The Mustang going to get around as Preston Hassel moves up to the 8th position. And Palumbo back to 9th. Oh, we got a yellow flag here. We have got a yellow flag. We got a melee right there. It looks like a JJ. We'll see what happened here. So we'll see what happened here. As it looked like Tony Furtado might have drifted up there a little bit and got into the 17. And then Furtado there gets into the wall, and then the 17 comes back across the track, and Kalamaniak gets into him. Oh my God. 68 also in this mix. Oh my heavens, man. Take a look here on board here with Tony Furtado. Now he drifts up there a little bit. He gets into a 17 car. And the 17 is just absolutely going to get annihilated right there. And there's even more contact. Like Steve Cunningham might have gotten into that 4X car. So right here on board with JJ, and then just contact right there. And then, like I said, just Kalamaniak just absolutely crushes him. On board here with Kalamaniak, and he has gotten around, had a little tough time getting around some lap cars, and he just sees nothing but white smoke. And then right here at the last minute, oh my gosh. And Steve Cunningham gets in there and finishes him off. So we're getting some pit stops going away here, going on, and Kalamaniak definitely going to come down to pit lane. Look at this, 21 of Lucas Simpler coming down pit lane. Take some service there. Todd Robillard now the race leader. 90 car the leader. Preston Hassel in second. Lucas Simpler is in third. Madiak fourth. Vieira on pit lane, I believe. Coming off pit lane, I think he's going to come out in the fifth position. Preston Hassel, the race leader now. Lucas Simpner running in the second position. Madiak third. Vieira is fourth. Richter is fifth. A little clearing and some penalties here, it looks like. Guys leave the track during the race, and it actually causes some pretty serious problems with the game. So, not supposed to be doing that, but we'll have a little chat with them. Got a new guy and a veteran doing that. 21 of Lucas Simpner, the race leader. Colin Madiak second.
Green flag, go, go, go.
So go back live. Here we go. Clearing penalties. As Simpner and Madiak, that classic battle between the young guns, heating up here. There's Madiak back to the lead. Lucas Simpner in second in the 21. Dan Richter in third. Archie Vieira, you know he's fast. He's running in the fourth position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is fifth.
Yellow.
Oh, yellow flag there, the 2X. Oh, the 68 gets into him as well. 2X, 54, and the 68 involved. And we'll see what happened here. Might have been somebody might have gotten into the 54, we're hearing. Maybe, we'll see. As Colin Madiak takes the checker, or this is the, not the checker flag. I wish he wishes the caution flag. See what happened here. Oh, looks like the 2X gets way down off the track here, missed that turn, then comes up the track and gets into the 54. So it looked like Jesus Iglesias, and then 68 gets caught up in that. Jim Willis does a good job of getting through there. Waldo, well, we'll take a look and see here from his perspective. And those guys get together up there ahead of him, and he goes up to the high line, and then nowhere to go right there, and he gets into the 2X machine. Hard look there for him. Going on board here with Ed Palumbo, he's just going to feel. You see the 2X just does not get out of the throttle quick enough and goes up the track and gets into the 54 car. Going back to live here. So that one was on the 2X car. Cautions breed cautions. Cautions breed cautions. Hey, coming up tomorrow, the final race of the season in the Saturday Night Thunder. Race number 10 in that third season of 2021. 110 laps there at Darlington, the Lady in Black. Should be a fun race there. And who's going to claim the championship? It's a tight battle, man. We'll see. Got to hang out, maybe come in and race with us. Saturday Night Thunder at Darlington. If you're interested in racing at HORL on a Saturday night in the Cup cars, there's the Discord address. GT3 Series will be back in action on September the 11th for the third season of 2021 at the very, very brand new Circuit Zandvoort at night. 50-minute race on September the 11th, and a great, great series headed your way. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. All right, 13 of Columadiac, the leader, Richter, Dan Richter. Indiana boy there up to the second position. Sean Jacobs in third, Artiviera fourth. Zach Mccasey coming back out off pit lane. So he'll rejoin in the 12th position. Looks like he's the last car on the lead lap. Getting to one to go. Looks like the 13 car, Colin Madiak, takes the middle line. Or looks like he's going to take the middle line. Looks like he's going down to the bottom line here now. So he's finally chosen which line he wants. Dan Richter in the 6X will start on the outside line. As Sean Jacobs will start in P3. Artie Vader starts in P4. 60 laps to go. Halfway. So halfway, the mid-race results. Who are we out here? Madiak, Richter, Jacobs, Vieira, Robillard, Bardelli Jr., Cividini, Simpfer, Willis, and Hassel, the top 10. All right, the pace car is off, man. We've had 2 caution flags here in a hurry, so hopefully we get this worked out. 13 on the inside line will lead the field, take the green flag here. Start lap 61.
Green flag, go, go, go.
back up here and get back to the race action. Had to clear a penalty. 15 and the 24, they're pretty tight. Dan Richter running in P3. Take a look at Todd Robillard in the 90. Just behind him is Silvio Cividini in the 3X car. Looking out of the back of Todd Robillard's machine. That 13 and the 24. 6X Dan Richter. Artavia is in fourth. We got to fix that camera angle right there. Take a look at Silvio Cividini in the 3X car. He has got a good night here going right now. He's running in P6. Behind him, Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91. Now, I think Bardelli Jr. has a little right side damage he's been dealing with. Now things got maybe getting things figured out here. Steve Cunningham there coming off pit lane. He's got a stop and go penalty. Of Lucas Simpfer and Silvio Cividini here battling it out. Lucas Simpfer on the inside line here trying to get around the 3X car. 21 there now taking over P7 as Silvio Cividini now back to P8. About this, man. Artavia and Dan Richter here battling it out. Artavia going to the high line. He's going to the high line following Sean Jacobs. These guys have raced a lot of laps here, so Artavia, we know he's got a fast machine. He's going to get around Dan Richter on the outside line, so Artavia, they're showing some muscle. Now picking up P3, Dan Richter back to fourth, and I'll tell you what, this guy is on the move. '27 getting by the 3X machine. Preston Hassel now moves up to P8. Silvio Cividini. Back to the 9th position. Jim Willis now running in P10. The 53 car. He's behind 54 of Ed Palumbo. Now Ed Palumbo is is the first car one lap down. So, and 54 wants a yellow flag. He wants that lucky. He's in the lucky dog position. He definitely wants to see a yellow flag. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here. He, like I said, he definitely wants that yellow flag. He is running in the 13th spot, and he is one lap down. The first car one lap down, so definitely need to see a yellow flag for him. Zach Mccasey here in the 29 car running in the 11th position. So 5 seconds off the race lead, almost 6 seconds off the race lead. Look at that, Artavia here now down to the inside line. Artavia here now trying to get around the 24 of Sean Jacobs. Artavia now picking up P2 with Sean Jacobs. Artavia now sets his sights on Colin Madiak. So Vieta, we know, has a fast car. Colin Madiak, P1. Art Vieta is in second. 24. Sean Jacobs is in third. Dan Richter in the fourth position. So Dan Richter in the 6X looking out of the back of his car. Look at that. Todd Robillard here. Start a peak on that low side there. Dan Richter slamming the door. Oh, sliding up the track there. Oh, Bus got into the wall. Dan Richter in P4. Todd Robillard is in 5th. Bardelli Jr. in the 91 running in 6th. Simpner in 7th. Hassel 8th. A little bit of distance separating those guys. So they kind of strung out there. Single file. Really got to set up your passes here. Robillard starting to use that outside line. He's got to run here on the 6X car down into turn 1, the 90 car. Todd Robillard, the 6X of Dan Richter. Good battle there as Todd Robillard in that Freightliner sponsor machine pulls off that pass, looking out the back of his machine at Dan Richter. Bardelli Jr., Simpner back there as well. Jim Willis and Silvio Cividini down the front stretch into turn 1. Zach Mccasey looking like he wants to follow him through. So we're on board here with Jim Willis as he gets by the 3X car. Zach Mccasey in the 29 gets by. So Jim Willis now up to 9th. Zach Mccasey in the 10th position. There's a good little setup there. Zach Mccasey did a great job of following here. We'll take a look at this again. Here's on board here with Zach Mccasey. See side by side the 53 and the 3X. Cividini in that 3X machine. And Mccasey says, hey, I got that hole here. I'm going to take it. And gets by. 29 car. Look at that, 9X. He's wanting a little piece of that action as well. That is Tiago Gomez. Now, Tiago Gomez getting by the 3X, not for position, but position on the track. Colin Madiak leading the field. He got a pretty decent sized lead here, a second lead over Art Vieta. So single file there, about the front 5 or 6. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. He is running in the 8th position. Again, we talked about him a little bit earlier. He's got some equipment issues. No force feedback tonight for the 27 AMD Ryzen sponsor machine. What, man, we haven't talked too much about Christian Wilson here tonight. He's running in P11, having a nice night, man. I tell you, quiet night for Christian Wilson, but the 30 car in the hunt here for a good top 10 finish, running in P11 right now. Quiet on the radio. Not saying much out of the 30 crew. But I think he likes the car he has and really looking pretty solid here tonight. He's got about 2.5 seconds up to P10, and that is Jim Willis. So Christian Wilson in the 30, running in the 11th position right now. Look at this, 29, Zach Mccasey, and the 53. Mccasey used that 53 to follow, to get around Cividini, and now side by side, the 29 car and the 53 battling it out. Looks like that 29 going to come out on top on that battle, now up to P9 as Jim Willis now falls back to 10th. These guys closing in on the 54 of Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo now 1 lap down. He is that first car 1 lap down, so he is in the lucky dog position. Jim Willis here wanting to get around as well. Ed Palumbo in the Mellow Yellow sponsor machine running in the 13th spot. Take a look at Art Vieta here running in P2. Real soft-spoken guy, doesn't really say much on the radio, just gets out here and is all business. This guy's got a lot of championships under his belt here. He's won a couple championships at HORL, and he's got, I know he won a championship at AVV years ago when I met him in the GT3 series, and this guy just could flat out drive anything. Right now running in 2nd position. Sean Jacobs, our super speedway specialist, digging this egg-shaped oval here tonight, running in the third position. So quiet on the radio for that Western Auto sponsor machine. That crew likes what they have right now. Running in P3. Todd Robillard here, a little busy for him right now. He has Dan Richter behind him. Also Claudio Bardelli Jr. Good tight battle here with the three of these guys. This is 4th, 5th, and 6th. Robillard in 4th. Dan Richter in the 6X car. Running in the 5th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in 6th. Look at Bardelli Jr. here. Looking out of the front of his machines, he crosses the start-finish line into turn 1 here on lap 84. Tires are giving up a little bit on him. You can kind of tell he's drifting up the track there a little bit. Scrubbing off some speed. And we've seen with that 91 car, it seems like late in the run for this machine, that car just seems to fall off at this track here. That setup for him not working too well here, or as well as what we would expect out of Bardelli Jr. Don't count him out, though. He seems to find a way to get to the front. Preston Hassel, Lucas Simpner here battling it out. Preston Hassel in the 27, 21 of Lucas Simpner up on the high line, that Flex Seal sponsored Mustang. A couple of Mustangs here battling it out down the backstretch on 27. 7th position is Lucas Simpner in 8th. Look at Steve Cunningham here in his first race out. He's going to have to probably get some setup changes there as far as button assignments and so forth. He had a drive-through penalty or stop and go, and he kept coming back down, maybe speeding down pit lane. Not sure what the deal is, but kept getting stop and goes. He is now shown, looks like 8 laps down. His first race out. It's a learning curve, man. You know, he's jumping over from iRacing. You got a lot of different things going on here at rFactor 2. And I'll be honest, man, I'm going to do some iRacing myself, and I try to put the button assignments on the same button, whether it's iRacing or whether it's rFactor 2. That way I don't have to try to figure out which button to hit for each series. So that's my modus operandus whenever I do some iRacing. Colin Madiak indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here. So the 13 car, our race leader, Colin Madiak, making a pit stop here on lap 87. And this could be his last pit stop, barring any caution flags. Oh my God, did I say the C word? Did I say caution? That brings Artur Vieira to the race lead. So Madiak on pit lane, Robillard on pit lane. .24 indicating he's going to come down pit lane. So Artur Vieira out on the track, our leader. Robillard and Madiak on pit lane taking service. Looks like the 24 on pit lane. Look at that. Madiak gets out ahead of the 90 car. The 90 car taking a long time on pit lane here. The 90 coming back out. Artur Vieira, he is making a pit stop, our race leader. So Artur Vieira, the race leader, well, was the race leader. Claudio Bardelli Jr. now the race leader, is Madiak just behind him. Madiak getting around Bardelli Jr., unlapping himself. Bardelli Jr. now coming down pit lane. Artur Vieira on pit lane here, so Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. Lucas Simpner is the race leader. Artur Vieira now coming back out on track. So Vieta now 1 lap down. Simpler undoubtedly going to have to make a pit stop here at some point. So Lucas Simpler in the 21. Flex Seal sponsored Mustang. Leading here on lap 92. Mccasey is in second. Looks like he's actually on pit lane now. Christian Wilson is in third. Madiak now fourth. Vieta is 1 lap down in the 4 car. He's got fresh tires. He's going down on the bottom side. He wants to get around Lucas Simpler. He wants to get back on that lead lap. Of course, he's in the lucky dog position. Definitely wants to get back on the lead lap, and Simpler holding him off. He wants to keep him a lap down. Not going to push it too hard. Vieta on the inside line. Got a little bit fresher tires here. Drag race down the backstretch as we got guys making pit stops coming back out on track. How far can Lucas Simpler go on this fuel run? Simpler holding him off, using that middle line right there. Cannot get the bite that he needs. Arjun Vieta cannot get the bite that he needs coming off the turn. Vieta running in the 3rd position. That 3X there not going to help him. So a little dangerous here right now as Vieta loses a spot. Todd Robillard and Colin Madiak both get by as Arjun Vieta now. Actually, Madiak on the lead lap, but Todd Robillard makes that pass. Dan Richter gets by as well, so Arjun Vieta has something going on. He's coming back down pit lane. I'm not sure what's going on there with the 4 car. He might be retiring his machine. Vieta on pit lane. Not sure what happened to Arjun Vieta. Lucas Simpler in a hornet's nest here right now. Lucas Simpler, the leader, and these guys getting around him, unlapping themselves. Richter, Robillard, and Madiak all unlapped themselves, so they're back on the lead lap. Simpler, does he have enough fuel? I don't know if he has enough fuel to make it to the end. He's just trying to keep these guys a lap down, trap them, maybe hope for a caution flag. It'll make it about a 5-horse race there if that happens as Sean Jacobs gets by. So I don't know what happened to Arjun Vieta, but he's lost a couple laps there. I don't know whether he sped on pit lane or what, but man, did not see a speeding penalty come up for him. Yeah, Palumbo here in the 54 car, showing 2 laps down. It's going to be 1 lap down, I guess, if Simpler makes a pit stop here. So, Ed Palumbo in the 54 car, running in P13. Here on lap 97. Colin Madiak in the 2nd position. 22 seconds back to the race leader, Lucas Simpler, and Lucas Simpler is on pit lane. Simpler on pit lane, and Simpler's just taking a little splash here. Simpler's taking a splash. Little splash of fuel for Lucas Simpler. How's that going to work out for him? He's now back to the 6th position, so he's got some work to do on those older tires in. I'm not sure how that's going to work out for him. So Colin Madiak, the race leader now. Dan Richter is in 2nd. You're looking at 6.5 seconds separating the two. Claudio Bardelli Jr. 24 of Sean Jacobs. Look at that side-by-side racing right there. Claudio Bardelli Jr. gets by Sean Jacobs. Guys trying to get what they can get here as the laps begin to wind down. 20 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line. Colin Madiak, the leader. You see Christian Wilson in the 30 car. They're holding serve with him. Christian is the first car 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. Lucas Simfner here trying to get by the 24. I'm not sure what's going on with the 24, indicating he's got some issues here as the Lucas Simfner gets by. Not sure what happened to Sean Jacobs here. We'll take a look. Just a little bit earlier. Oh man, he loses the back end of that car here. Oh, and slams the wall. Sean Jacobs lost the back end of that car, and there may be some may have been some issues there earlier. So take a look at this. Just coming into the turn. Oh, he smacks the wall right there on the outside, and it upsets the balance of that car through the grass and then back up into the wall. Hard contact for him. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Lucas Simfner here getting after the 21. Lucas Simfner on the inside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car. 21 gets by, takes over P4. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is in 5th. This guy's getting after it here late in the race. Preston Hassel now up to P7. Now 27 car. Colin Madiak continuing to lead. 5.5 second lead for him, almost 6 seconds now for that 13 car. Take a look at Jim Willis here in the 53, running in P12. Been a quiet night for him. He is 1 lap down in the 12th position. We had a couple guys, we had some guys sort of trapped a lap down. A couple caution flags, and haven't been able to really get that back. And Christian Wilson now in the lucky dog position. He is actually running in the 9th spot, so he's the lucky dog car right now. Although Spindler would take a look at him in the 68. He is running in the 17th position. Been a quiet night for him. Just has not been able to get ahead of things. So keeps plugging away. Shown 6 laps down. Got Zach Mccasey coming back here tonight to the first race back in a long time and running in P8 here in that Toyota. And he streams. He's got a Twitch channel and streams live from his cockpit. Probably put a link up there for his Twitch channel next race here or soon in our TurnLeftTV broadcast, so you guys know where to find his Twitch channel. Madiak lead now 5.4 seconds here on lap 106. Richter chipping into that a little bit. Take a look at Dan Richter here running in the 2nd position through the traffic. His first race back. One of those Indiana drivers, goes to Purdue University. Busy guy and coming out and racing with us tonight here at Gateway and having a good night, closing in on the race leader. But does he have enough time? He's down to 5.1 seconds, but does he have enough time to be able to chip in there? Lucas Simfner running in P3 in the 21 car. Todd Robillard kind of closing in there. And actually, I think Lucas kind of gotten around Todd Robillard. We'll take a look at this pass here for P3. Luca on the outside line. Todd kind of moving over, realizing the 21 car is a little faster, and that's just smart driving. Good sense right there for the 90. Realizes that that kind of behavior will not be forgotten. Going back to live here as the 13 going to click off those laps. Down to 5 second gap between he and P2. Pieta trying to bounce back. Oh, Oh, yellow flag. And Christian Wilson going to be the lucky benefactor on that one. We got a yellow flag here. Oh, lap 109. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's a game changer. Madiak did not want to see that one. So Madiak says he really wanted to see that yellow flag because he wasn't going to make it. Dan Richter in P2 says he was going to barely make it. Ooh, interesting. We'll see what happened here to bring out this caution flag. It's like a single car incident there. The 4X getting around here. We'll take a look. A little bit of a getting sideways back into that car coming around and snapping around on him right there in hard contact into the wall. Front end contact for the 4X car. It just looked like the back end of that car came around right there. And I'm sure he's got old tires on this thing. He's had a rough night in his first night out, but you know what? Once you get things worked out, he's got shown a really early in that race, showed a lot of muscle there. We see 4X coming around. So caution flag late in the race. Here at lap 111. Scheduled to go 120. Now you're going to see some guys duck down pit lane, I believe. You know, Madiak now probably has the fuelie, the caution flags that he needs, or the caution laps that he needs to be able to finish this race under green. Ain't no way I would risk that. You see Madiak kind of hedging like he was going to stay on the track, comes back down. He and Dan Richter, P1, P2, coming down pit lane. So Christian Wilson gets the lucky dog. How about that, Christian Wilson? So lucky dog for him. He gets back on the lead lap. That's good news for the 30 car. So a little lucky dog for him. He will have to pit, obviously. He's showing his P1, but he'll have to come down pit lane. So I see Christian Wilson now coming down pit lane, taking service here after the lucky dog. Colin Madiak back to the front here. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be back in action with the Saturday Night Thunder for the final race of the season. It's Darlington, the Lady in Black, for 110 laps to crown the champion in the Saturday Night Thunder series. This will be a great one, man. The Lady in Black, tough racetrack, man. And the Cup car is going to be a fun race, so don't want to miss it. That's the Saturday Night Thunder coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So now Claudio Bardelli Jr. to the front, because indicating that maybe Colin Madiak might have sped on pit lane, so he's going to have to start at the end of the longest line. Oh my God! He wanted to see the caution flag, and then he speeds on pit lane under caution and sets himself back in the pack. So what are you going to wish for if you're Colin Madiak at that point? You're going to wish for a caution flag to jumble things back up a little bit, or maybe some of those guys get bunched up and you make some passes. Well, Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Now we got some wave around cars, it looks like. Vieira and Cividini. Are going to get it wave around, so they'll be back on the lead lap, I believe. Bardelli Jr. and Simpner side by side here on this restart. Mccasey, Richter running in 3-4. Robillard, Jacobs 5-6. Hassel, Wilson 7-8. Madiak, Vieira 9-10. Cividini going to start in the 11th position on the lead lap. Palumbo is in the lucky dog position. Still a little bit of hope for him to get back on the lead lap here, assuming we have a caution flag. So we go back green. We're going to have about 5 laps to go. 5-6 laps to go. The pace car is in. Here we go. Racing it out. Bardelli Jr. on the outside line in the 91. The 21 of Lucas Simpner. The inside line here to restart. Here we go. Back to green. 91 on the outside. 21 on the inside. Camaro versus Mustang. These guys getting after it here. On board here with that volume right there and that camera angle is just ignorant, isn't it? 21, Lucas Simpner taking the race lead here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to second, so the 21 to the race lead. Bardelli Jr. wants that spot back. 5 laps to go. Mccasey in third. Richter in fourth. Richter the outside. Looked like he was going to go down to the inside. We're taking a look at him. He's in P4. He's got a little bit of a nose above the 29 car. Now has to back off, tuck in. He's in P4. Nose to tail. Robillard. Oh, Robillard comes around. We got a yellow flag. Oh, no. And it's a melee. The 4 car gets into that. The 90 car and the, I think the 54 might have gotten together. '90 and the 54 got together there. The 21 of, so that Palumbo, I think, might be the lucky dog. We're going to have green-white checker here. Says the 90 sliding up into the 54. Right there, he gets up into the 54 car right there. He tried to get underneath him, and he just ran out of room. And then the 90 coming around, and this is going to hurt right here. Comes sliding it back across the track, and the 3X has nowhere to go. Cividini and Vieira also caught up in that. My heavens, and then looks like 53. That's a 7, sorry about that, caught up in that as well. My heavens, man. So on board here with the, oh, he touches the apron right there just a little bit, gets on the curb and then slides up. We saw that a little bit earlier in the race. Oh, 68 just sneaks by, and then that is a lot of pain. 7 car gets through, doesn't get through. Christian Wilson here watching it out of the front of his car. You see white smoke right there. He gets through this, but melee behind him. Right here, Cividini and Vieira have nowhere to go. And then the 7 car gets into the back of the 4 car. So about a 4 or 5 car incident there. You start bunching guys back up, and you are at the end of the race or near the end of the race, and you know things like that are going to happen. So it appears to me that we have a green-white checker situation. A pretty clean race here so far. I mean, really, we had some long green flag runs, green flag pit stops, and you start bunching these guys back up, and all take, no give. Things really trying to push it a little bit, and you got to, rubber it in track, get down on the apron there a little bit, touch that curb, and that car wants to jump up. We saw that earlier tonight. All right, Lucas Simpfer, the leader. Bardelli Jr. second. Now, we saw Simpfer really get the better of Bardelli Jr. on this last restart. So you got to wonder kind of where that's going to go. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series is back in action on September the 11th. That's right, a new season. Starting off with the brand new release, Circuit Zandvoort. Refreshed Zandvoort from Studio 397. It's going to be a night race. Great little season headed your way. You got Macau, Road America, Adelaide, Portland, Dubai, Silverstone, and Singapore Marina Bay in the GT3 Series Season 3 2021. And it'll be live, flag-to-flag coverage right here on TurnLeftTV. He's sort of debating where he wants to go. I think Colin Madiak trying to convince him to go to the high side. Tell you what, man, that's two guys you do not want working together if you're one of the competitors. Very, very smart racers, man. They know when to take chances. They're always thinking about what they can do to get a little bit better here, get a few extra laps on fuel, to get a few extra positions. Those guys know exactly what they're doing. You start getting those guys on the same page here, working together, we are in a lot of trouble. Looks like Lucas Simpfer has decided to go down the bottom side there, so that indication that maybe he's not going to listen to Colin. That's good news for us. Looking at Claudio Bardelli Jr. back up to that outside line. Now, we've seen that outside line work, but I'm telling you, you got to really get on the gas there. Dan Richter going to start up on the outside line too, pushing that that 91 car. 29. Zach Mccasey going to start in P4. 24, Sean Jacobs starting in 5th. 27 of Preston Hassel will start 6th. Green, white checker. The next caution flag will end it. Freeze the field. Pace car is in. Bardelli Jr. on the outside. Can he get the jump he needs to get around Lucas Simpfer? Will this end under green? It's a green-white checker here at Gateway. Here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Green, green, green. Simpfer gets a good run there. Oh, man, the back end of that car came around a little bit. He's got a little bit of help from the 29 into turn 1. This could be big right here. Good little run for Lucas Simpner in the 21 car. Bardelli Jr. racing Zach Mccasey now. They're side by side. Oh, Bardelli Jr. has a good run here. Zach Mccasey could be the spoiler. He's on the inside. They're 3 wide. He has to back off. Oh, Lucas Simpner trips up the track. Bardelli Jr. is going to go low. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Does he get around him? Race it to the finish. I don't know what happened there. Simpner might have gotten around. I don't know. Bardelli Jr. might have backed off and gave him that spot. What in the heck, bro? So, wow. Wowza, wowza, wowza. I don't know, man. Lucas Simpner might have just won this race. My heavens, man. That was a wild one right there. So I don't know, man. Lucas Simpner going to win this thing? So Luca might have won this race here, I think. The guys are congratulating him. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner. It does look like he won this race here. Congratulations to him. So congratulations to Luca. Very interesting race there. And we'll take a look at see what happened there. Wow, I don't know what's happened there. We're getting so I got locked up. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner. It looks like we got locked up here as guys are leaving the server. We'll see if we can't get a screenshot. I think I got his screenshot in. So really not sure what brought out the caution flag here. We can't go back and look because it looks like we are looked like we had gotten disconnected there. We're going to have to put up another screenshot for Luca versus the one that I just took. So he'll notice that, that's for sure. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner, although that is not Gateway. I'm going to be honest with you. It looked like the game locked up there. So we are out. So congratulations. Luca gets the big win. See if we can't get some session results. I don't think we can, actually. So there's the session results. Bardelli, Mccasey, Richter, Jacobs, Matiak, Cividini, Wilson, Palumbo, Vieira, top 10. Robillard, Hassel, Willis, Gomez, Iglesias, Hughes, Spindola, Cunningham, Oliveira, and Furtado. That's back half. So again, congratulations to Luca Simpner on getting the win. Like I said, this thing looks like it's locked up here, so not letting me get the results. We'll see if we can't get a little interview with Luca. All right, we got Luca Simpner up here in the booth with us, and man, that was a wild finish there. But I got to ask you about the caution flag there toward the end, where were you going to be able to make it on fuel? Because it looked like you and maybe Colin were talking a little bit about that. And what was your status on that one?
Well, everybody knows me. I save the most fuel, so it's only by by my existence. So I would be okay with fuel. However, I don't know how, but some magical creature decided Colin should not save any fuel today, and somehow he was going to run out of fuel.
Magical creature, that's awesome. It looked like maybe you and Colin might have been exchanging some notes there toward the end of the race, and I was saying that on the broadcast that, man, you guys start working together where the rest of us are in trouble, because both you guys seem to run up front a lot and have this thing figured out.
Well, I have to give a big shout out to Christian Wilson, because he told me to go to the outside. So because of that, I have to do the opposite and go on the inside. And clearly it somehow worked, although it probably shouldn't have. But thanks to Christian Wilson, I won the race today because of his reverse strategy.
So when the caution flag came out, it looked to me like you were, I'm sort of confused on exactly what happened here. It looked like you were actually in second place. And was it, Bardelli Jr. just got out of the gas and you got back around, or what was the scoop there?
So what I think happened was, just as soon as the caution came out, I believe that I was just ahead of him, not by much, and a couple seconds after, just after the caution came out, he was actually ahead, but as soon as the caution came out, I was barely ahead of him, and that's why I think I won the race.
Well, that was an interesting race. It really was. I think we had some long green flag runs, and certainly something that sort of fits into your wheelhouse there. But we had a little string of caution flags at the end, which I think, to some extent, would not have benefited you. But you found a way to keep the car up front and get a race win. Now you've got a race win under your belt here, second race in. Now you got Richmond coming up next week, another short track, and could be a fuel mileage race. How do you feel about that track?
I don't like Richmond.
Okay, all right.
Well, I don't like Richmond. There's nothing much more to say.
Well, you got Michigan after that, Steve Freeze Memorial. That's a huge race for us at HORL. 125 laps, 250-mile race there at Michigan on September the 17th. What's your feelings on the Steve Freeze Memorial race?
I don't know. Could be anything. Anything could happen. It's like, I don't know. It's like a funny Daytona. How about that?
That sounds good to me. Well, hey, congratulations. Great win. Sometimes put yourself in a position to benefit when other guys have some bad luck. Like Colin had obviously had some bad luck there, speeding on pit lane and having to start at the end of the longest line. That certainly helped you out. Would you not agree on that one?
Well, I gotta say the biggest factor, I think, was third gear. No one used third gear except for me, I think, because I'm the smartest guy in the world. But I don't think anyone used third gear in the corners. But I did, and it kind of worked, I guess. Only at the end, though.
Well, we're going to start calling you Modest Luca.
Well, that doesn't start with an L. You can call me Lucky Luca if you want.
Lucky Luca? Okay, there we go. Well, hey, congratulations, and good job tonight. Very interesting race, and we'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thank you very much.
Luke is getting pretty good at those interviews, so congratulations to him on getting the race win. I wish we could actually get up the session results, but it looked like the game on this end, I don't know if guys are just leaving the race or what was going on there, but it looked like kind of that melee at the end there caused the game to sort of misfire. So unfortunately, don't have the session results other than the tower that we showed earlier. So anyway, congratulations to him, and we'll get him a good screenshot for the winner's screenshot when we upload it to the website. Well, don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at Darlington Raceway. The Lady in Black for the final race of the season will crown the champion in the Saturday Night Thunder tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's race time. If you're interested in coming out doing some cup racing, come on out to the Saturday Night Thunder. There's the Discord address at the bottom of the banner. Come on out and join us on Discord. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Man, it's been an eventful night. I'll tell you, some things not working out exactly how I wanted them to work out, but we had an exciting race. It really was, man. Some long green flag runs, green flag pit stops. It was hard to pass, and guys were saving tires and seemed to be those guys that sort of worked their way to the front. We had some guys had some bad luck tonight. Huge field, good race. It really was an interesting race with 20 drivers. Had a great turnout, and keep it rolling, man. I want to send all those guys out here that raced tonight my thank you for coming out and racing with us here at HORL. I love to see those huge fields like that, and we really did, for as big a field as we had, we really did have a great race. Please hit that thumbs up button, let me know where you're here, and don't forget to go down in the description of this race and click on that link and follow it over to the Fanatec website. If you are interested in purchasing something through them, I ask you to use my link and help me out here at TurnLeftTV. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, there is a link up in the banner of the channel. You can make a donation straight through PayPal. A heck of a deal right there. But again, thanks so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. It sure was a fantastic race tonight here at Gateway. And kudos to Paulo Chachalowski on converting that track over. Really appreciate that. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And you know what that means? I'm out of here.